It's been a while since I did a trade recap. I think last one I did was on Monday. Not on Monday, but last Friday. But yeah, we kind of a lot of stuff to go over. And yeah, so going to the top steps. I want to kind of go over these. Monday we took. This month has been hard. This month has been hard for me. Monday we placed basically just like $76 loss. That brought us basically to $200 balance. That was like my max risk on day, so I took a loss on Monday. Haven't traded on the XFAs for 2 days because of the fact that I'm unable to figure out narrative. My narrative is very 50-50. And yeah, I kind of just want to get into that. So on the daily time frame, I'm just gonna kind of go to Monday. I want to see if we can have some I can remember. Yeah, Monday I was short biased, so that's why I got stopped. We just rallied higher. Tuesday I was long biased, so I didn't take any trades, or I got stopped on Asian session for some kind of trades. I don't know. I just like to trade Asian with the challenge accounts sometimes, just because I like to kind of experiment with my model and Charmaine's model of Asian session. Regardless, that's besides the point. We come today, and today finally I had a clear narrative. I liked basically what we looked like on electronic trading hours. I liked how we put in that intermediate term high, like ICT explained, with having this high, and then this high in three, a high, higher high, lower low, telling us we want to go lower. And then this is a protected high. So let's kind of get an ideology of today. Last night I took Asian longs, got stopped out for $100 on I believe it's on these accounts. Yeah, no, I got stopped out for $100 on these accounts. And I just be kind of placing dumb Asian stuff. Regardless, that's besides the point. We push up over Asian session. We put in basically a intermediate term high. You can kind of see we have a high, higher high. This low really doesn't matter, but this high is lower than this high, and we have a lower low. And we got our break of structure. So immediately I'm looking at this as my order block, and this is my buy side. So I want to see this buy side get swept and us to move lower. Very clear, very, ready to go. I'm ready to go. What happened here? Kind of 50-50, order block. Right here, we kind of, chop around, dump through it, chop around, and then jump later on. Today, we actually had clean price action with that buy side liquidity sweep in that order block. What I like to see usually. And yeah. So then we basically just open up, we sweep that buy side, and we immediately dump off open and take our first sell side target. So once I see this, I'm like, yep, it's going to be a slow, patient day. I'm either going to have to wait for some 2 fair value gap on the 5-minute or 3-minute or 2-minute. And I kind of, I'm scoping out the scenery. I got 2-minute right here. I was expecting maybe price to come up into here and reject to take some shorts down to all the south side, but price did not want to go up there. Also on the 3-minute time frame, we had 1 fair value gap, 2 fair value gap, 3 fair value gap. So on the 3-minute, I completely disregarded and did not watch it. Now this is where it gets interesting. On the 5-minute, we have 2 fair value gaps, as well as the fact that we have this breaker over here. This breaker over here immediately gets, breaker respected, 935. So I'm expecting this 935 high to stay, open. We go lower, take sell side. This is not any of my model. There's nothing in here. We get this double fair value gap put in. So immediately I'm looking to see if we can get a rejection off this 5-minute to go lower. So I go on the 1-minute. I mark out my fair value gap, whatever. We paint outside lines a little bit, start chopping, and then we get a SMT with ES at this high. So ES sweeps this high, and now immediately I'm like, okay, this is looking good in order to start to get a move to the downside. And we already had this downside close outside of this this fair value gap. So now I'm basically going to be like, all right, I like shorts. This SMT is holding up, and everything kind of makes sense. Let me get into the ideology. So I knew we wanted to go for that. I was aiming for this high on ES or NASDAQ, and failing to take this high was what led me, to take the shorts, which is my narrative on the day. but oh no, my bias, but my narrative short term was to take longs up into this high. Took some longs, got break even. Took some longs, got break even. Took some longs, took small profits, and then this is where once we get that SMT rejection, I don't even wait. I believe I don't even wait for my model. You know, we just get a break below. My model is already there on the 5-minute time frame, so my entry would have been essentially like this. A stop loss above this high because it's protected, and then target that sell side liquidity, which was our regular trading hours, you know, liquidity. So that's why I didn't target any of this further sell side. I did just want to see that low hanging fruit, you know, don't be greedy. So then I got my average fill like right around here, and you know, I was able to throw on two minis, and then we let price run. And this is where it gets interesting. So if we go to the 1 minute, we get kind of really algorithmic, and this is where I like it. This is where I was looking for a trade on the XFAs. Keep in mind, this trade was not taking an XFA, only one challenge account. So once we get this break SMT, we get this order block, you know, price taps into it here, rejects lower. I'm expecting price to leave in this, and you know, what is this, 1032? I'm looking everywhere for I gotta delete all this. I'm looking everywhere for double for rally gap, something to short. There's nothing to short. So this tells me I'm suspect. I'm suspect that price is gonna wanna, you know, probably manipulate. It's 10:30. Macro happens at, you know, in 20 minutes. Probably gonna do some chop. Come down, put in a relative equal low. Come down again, put in a relative equal low. At this point, I have my stop loss at break even. I'm contemplating, you know, the 5 minutes holding up, the SMT is holding up. We have this 1 minute order block right below this SMT, and we have liquidity that's resting, and we're coming into a macro. We're going to take liquidity, so I immediately moved my stop loss back up to where it was because I was break even at this high. I was break even. The price came all the way back up. We sweep this high right here, and what time is it? It is 10:53. 10:53. I'm looking for shorts on any type of time frame, 30 second, 15 second, just so I can be a part of it on my XFAs. And unfortunately, there was nothing. There was nothing to take the trade on that basically was, you know, successful. On the 5 minute, on 5 second, there was nothing, so I could not enter on my funded account. Yes, I would have entered if my RR was better on this 5 minute trade. Like, you know, say for example, my model was, well, no, I did trade my model, but the thing is my entry was late. My entry would have been way down here somewhere as opposed to being way up here as a result of seeing this SMT. And waiting for price to truly play out, you know, and kind of like basically what led me not to short was this order block. You know, once price respects this order block, you know, I'm not going to be shorting into this. You know, I want to see price, you know, maybe find some resistance, break below, give me a breaker block, but it's not. So yeah, great job with patience, great job with, you know, identifying what to identify. But something interesting to know is like there's really no entries on the seconds times frames that relate to double fair value gap. I could not find a single entry on the lower time frame today that you know, consisted of, you know, maybe I think it was actually one. Yeah, I think it was this one right here. We racked it off 0.25 and we came up into this, oh no, 3 fair value gaps. Yeah, no, so there is actually nothing in here on the seconds time frame that I could have, you know, hit or at least traded on my funded. You know, I wanted, you know, seconds time frame allows me to really narrow down my stop loss along with my narrative, and my narrative was spot on today. I just couldn't find an entry on the fundeds because it just did not present itself. So what does that mean? Do I enter based off of, oh, I know it's gonna go down? No, I don't. I don't enter off of that. I enter off of, you know, what I need to see or what I need to hear, everything. But yeah, that is basically it. So, you know, this account was kind of in the dirt. We were like 500 away from blowing it. Regardless though, because like it's because I just be trading Asian session. Like when I'm dumb, like I just be dumb. Like this, I'm okay with. But I be trading Asian session. There's no point. Like 27 trades. That's how you know I'm trading Asian session. Today, you know, it was 27 trades, but I was going long, and then short. So, you know, that's the moral of the story. Damn. What's it called? Yeah, so, you know, it's gonna be a different kind of risk style I'm gonna manage with these XFAs, because I'm you know, see how my risk is kind of upped, you know, about 400, 300, then $500. I'm going to risk about $500 a day in order to make these $1,500 days, so I can, you know, pass these XFAs and not spend time on them. Like these today, dumb decision on just stupid Asian trades, bro. I gotta stop trading Asian. But yeah, you know, once we figure that out, you know, we'll be good. But yeah, $500 per one account. I'm not gonna be copy trading the top steps, just because of the fact the ROI, not the ROI, but the higher time frame will allow me to basically be, you know, have a better consistency. I feel like, you know, if I trade bad, copy trading, over leveraging on 3 XFAs, just, you know, to pass, then, you know, that's not good. I'd rather take a loss on one of them, like a $500 loss, $600 loss, and then, you know, have those other XFAs in order to, you know, put some risk more on the table. I don't know, but that's kind of the, you know, the end of the video. I just kind of want to go over how today my narrative was finally, you know, on point, and, you know, as a result, we hit, you know, max profit on the day. So yeah, I like to see that. You know, I wish I could have got a funded trade, but right now it's all about capital conservation. I'm risking $50 per trade, so I have 4 trades left on this account. If I lose every single trade, which I technically shouldn't, because, you know, I'm a profitable trader. But yeah, you know, slow and steady wins the race, and I'm not worried about you know, not placing a trade basically for 2 days on the XFA. But, you know, we'll see how tomorrow goes and how Friday goes. But yeah, no. Basically, I kind of want to go over this guy too. I don't know where he is. Yeah, this guy blowing. What's it called? Diego Barra trades. You know, you can be the most profitable trader. You can be consistent. You can have the right mindset. You can have your strategy down pat. But when you decide to take, you know, when emotions take over, every single trader will lose in the long term, and, you know, that's what, you know, it leads to blowing every single XFA. But, you know, I'm not, you know, downing. I'm just saying as an example of how important emotions are in this. Like, you can't be emotionally really invested, and that's why I think basically de-risking and allowing myself to not trade on these 50Ks if I'm not comfortable is nice. Because I'm not placing mediocre trades, I'm not thinking about the money, I'm just thinking about the trade itself. And that's how it's supposed to be. So yeah, great day, max profit on one of the accounts. Hopefully we, you know, are able to pass this by the end of the week. We will see. But yeah, I gotta stop trading Asian session, because I just be like literally I would have banked, like, it was yesterday, literally yesterday. Double for value gap right here, and I wanted this buy side. Literally, if you just wait, bro, 1 second, bro. I wanted this buy side once I believe we had, I don't know where it was exactly, but regardless of the situation, it's gonna be a solid trade. Now it's gonna make a bunch overnight, but I just gotta stop trading Asian session and just stick to London, or no, not London, New York session. But yeah, you know, I like it. I like where we're at. I want to see us build these expresses. It takes time, you know, and that's all it is. You know, just stay safe. Peace out, and I'll see you tomorrow.